G'day, and my name's Constance from Constance Conservation. Today we're out in an urban bush pocket, a part of the Cumberland Plain Woodland, which is an endangered ecological community, and it's kind of west of Sydney. We're out here for a specific reason though. We're looking for the endangered Cumberland Plain Woodland snail, which you may think, what's so great about a snail? But actually it's endemic to this region, and it's really important for the ecology of this whole ecosystem. Let's go see if we can find it. This area is full of Aboriginal culture and heritage. Right over here we have what's known as a bracket fungus or disc fungus, and Aboriginal people used this in their thousands of years ago to carry fire. What I mean by that is to get fire from one location to another one without actually lighting another one. What they'll do is they'll break a piece of this off, put it in the fire, let it catch an ember, and let it smolder for hours on end until they can travel to a new camp and use that ember to start up a new fire. In the meantime, let's go look for these snails. So we're out here. Just in front of me we have like a floodplain type thing, reservoir. It's a bit dry at the moment because in New South Wales we're actually in a drought. But this is perfect habitat for the Cumberland Plain Woodland snail, because the Cumberland Plain is full of dead logs, sticks, and grasslands, which is perfect sort of brewing areas for fungus to grow, and that's exactly what these snails eat. They're not like your average garden snail that goes around and eats green plants. Let's have a look down in some of the moist areas of this reserve sort of thing, and under some logs, and see what we can find. Look at this dead log here, perfect for snails. Let's have a look under it. All right, so this log, perfect. Bit of an ant's nest under here, which is not good for the snails, but we're gonna move this back a little bit and see what we can find. All right, there's nothing under here. All right, now we don't like to see rubbish in our environment, especially down in our waterways. Behind me, I'm actually laying in the waterway, dry as a bone because of the drought, and that's really having a big effect on our Cumberland Plain woodland snails, especially as they're already an endangered population. Now, even though rubbish is really bad for our environment, some of this rubbish and plastic holds moisture underneath in the soil. So we're gonna lift this up and have a look, and even some parts of plastic have insects and bugs under it that just thrive there. So, we're gonna have a look under this piece of plastic and we're gonna find out what we can see. So let's move it. Now under here you can see it's actually it's pretty dry, but it's more damp than the surrounding soils. And we're gonna have a look under some bark and the leaf litter. And that's where the snails love to hang out, under bark, under leaf litter. Oh, here you go. And here, oh, I'm dropping, is a Cumberland Plain Woodland snail. So this snail here, pretty endangered, and they look very similar to the common southern carnivorous snail. Very sort of similar shell structure, and especially the darker ones can look pretty similar. As I said before, they're fungus specialists, so they don't eat green leaf litter like your garden snails do. Their shells are also very fragile compared to those bigger snails. And all they eat is this fungus type of stuff that grows on decaying wood and in the damp areas. That's what they love. And because the environment, especially in the Cumberland Plain, is full on logs, it grows that fungus a lot and often. And that's why they're really important for the ecology of this landscape. Look at, they're very tiny, and their shell is very, oh, don't be rolled, sorry mate. Their shell is very more flat, so him standing up is the base or the top of the shell will be more like the side of a garden snail shell, if that makes sense. So the garden snail shell will stand up more like that, and his shell will point to the side. With the Cumberland Plain land snails, his side of the shell points to the top, so it becomes the top of the shell. And also underneath, they become very translucent, and you can kind of see some of their organs or the inside of the shell underneath here. That's really quite fascinating. Anyway, these guys, and you see, as a sort of defensive mechanism, they leak this kind of water, like urine stuff. So that's something really interesting. So the more we find in the area, the better. And we can log these sightings online and help to the world of conservation. Let's put this guy back and let him do his thing. So this is why it's really crucial to keep a variety of habitats for our wildlife. We might come back and move this plastic and bring in a log in or something. It's really important to keep a variety of habitats, especially moist habitat, for things like this and this snail. Now these snails can actually dig up to 7 centimeters in the ground just to hide out where it's moist and escape the drought, which is really fascinating. And that's why a lot of the time when you're looking under logs and stuff, you might not actually see them, because that's when they're in the ground. Another thing is, when they're breeding, these snails are fascinating. They can lay up to 20 to 25 eggs, little white eggs, and they put them in moist areas where they'll hatch. And they usually do that at times of higher rainfall or when there's abundance of fungus around, which means there's abundance of dead wood are on the ground and moisture is up. So because we're in a drought, as I said, these animals are, let's put this fella back, these animals are decreasing in sightings, because it's not necessarily the numbers are going down, but it also could just be they're gridlocking themselves in where it's nice and moist. Thank you for joining me. My name is Constance, and I'll see you next time.